Well, I think we're here. I think. Don't hold me to it. There we go. Greetings, fellow anarcho gunslinger. Hello, sir. Awesome. Can you see this on the screen? Because it's all right. There we go. All right. Somewhere I have some notes. Let's bring up the notes. Almost forgot it was Wednesday earlier today, and I didn't get shit around in time. So air conditioner running, mostly because this is on the third floor, and the roof is right above me. Got hit with sun all day, just beating down on a real hot day here. I guess like 90 something, and so this room is warm, and I didn't cool it down earlier, so the AC's got to run. Hope you get over it. All right. Stephen, hello. Tim Larson, hello. Shinde, hello. Kyle, hello. Good to see you all. Tonight's live chat is brought to you by Susquehanna Valley Firearms. Best gun shop in the area. Coolest dudes, supporters of the muster. They've given away 2 silencers at the muster, so that's pretty awesome. Adam Hall, hello, sir. And they coordinated the free can from Combat Applications Technology, CAT. You can follow them on Instagram at like Spectre Cat, I think, Spectre's Cat, maybe. They've got a weird sense of humor, kind of like Becker's sense of humor. And they're bona fide geniuses, genii. I don't know what the plural of that is, but pretty awesome can designers. I've been telling folks for a while now, if you're buying a can, the only reason you wouldn't buy a cat is out of some level of brand loyalty, misplaced, mind you, or you have a budget that says I can't spend like $1,100 on a can, so I need to find something cheap. Or ignorance, like you just didn't know. But yeah, that's where their cans are at, is at the fucking tip-top pinnacle. So they have coordinated to get us a WB, the white bread model. I think it comes in 4 flavors: a direct thread in Inconel, a direct thread in titanium, a quick release, quick mount, quick demount, quick release, quick QD mount, quick detach mount, which is like Reardon makes some, I think, and they make their own called the Spooky, which is a flash hider. In both the Inconel and the titanium. What we have, I know you're thinking, man, you picked direct thread titanium, right? Wrong. Not because direct thread isn't my favorite. Titanium isn't my favorite. Titanium is my favorite. So was direct threading. But the point was to put this on one of my rifles, and a class take it off and put it on that rifle, so that you, the student, can borrow the gun with the can on it and use it in class. So I went with their Spooky mount. I don't know. The Spooky is the muzzle device, I think. I don't know if that's the mount system or whatever. It's a left-hand thread taper lock thing. Sonny, hello, sir. Uncle Guns, hello. So there's the thing there, Stephen, with their direct threads. Those are hub back ends, and it comes with a direct thread. So I don't know if they make a hub compatible Spooky ass end. I don't know. Either way, some of you may have seen some photos of that rifle with the can on it, and so I went over to the shop and got some pictures, and then they brought the can out to the range on Sunday, and I zeroed that. Primary Arms was cool enough to hook us up with see it right there, I believe. 1X prism sight. So I took the LPVO off and put a 1X prism on, and then I zeroed the rifle at 50 yards with the can on it, and hopefully, fingers crossed, the stamp is back in time to have it at Dynamic Week 6. Mike got his stamp back from the same shop in 8 days. Tomorrow will be 7 for me, so maybe today is 7. Yeah, I think today is 7 days, so it'd be cool if any day now that would come in. I finally have all the parts to reassemble some other uppers so that I have an SBR with the can on it. And I'll just take it off the class and stuff. But that's all waiting on the actual can to show up. So that is what it took for them to get today's sponsorship. They hooked us up with a can. We have a sponsor lined up for next week, which is a whole new company. As long as said product gets here before next Wednesday, we'll have a brand new sponsor for the Liveshat. And if not, it'll probably be the week after, because that's how that works. I ain't gonna say anything about who it is, because then if they change their mind and it doesn't come through, y'all be triggered. All right. So there is tonight's sponsor out of the way. Let's talk about what we got going on here. Has anything new and exciting happened since last week? Yes. Somewhere here in the chat is Andrew Smurford Smearsek, something like that. I'll never say his name right on purpose. And we have coordinated a trip for him to come to Pennsylvania. He will be here on the 7th of December for Pistol Skills 1, which I believe is the kind of the stuff he went over at the muster, but more in depth. At the muster, he called it Pistol Cheat Codes, which I really think that's what he should call Pistol Skills 1. Instead of Pistol Skills 1, he should call it Pistol Cheat Code, because that is an awesome name. And Pistol Skills 1 sounds a lot more generic. Just like you could start with just listing it as Pistol Skills 1 dash Pistol Cheat Codes, and then eventually get rid of the Pistol Skills 1 and just call it Pistol Cheat Codes. But what do I know? I do like 3 things well, and one of them is coming up with names. Or so I've been told. So anyhow, December 7th for that. I believe the class is $200. Also, on December 8th, which will be a Sunday, he is doing Red Dot Pistol, which is shooting pistolas with the red dots on it. I have one here, but I only have one here. So the question is, do I let Benjamin take the class with their dotted pistol, or do I take the class with the dotted pistol? It's Benjamin's red dot, but it's my pistol, so yeah, I don't know. We'll figure something out there. But I'll be at both of those. And in between them, so the Saturday night of the 7th, Premise Dynamics is running a low-light pistol workshop. So that'd be white lights, either weapon mounted, or that's not the right thing, it's that thing, or handheld, and at the same range. And that's $150, I think. But if you sign up for either or both of the combat art training classes, Andrew will give you a coupon code to get the workshop for half price. So, like, why would you skip out on it? Like, you get 3 classes for the price of about 2. Oh, damn, look at that. Andrew's got extra red dotted pistols. And when you sign up for a class, you can select to rent a red dot pistol for free. That's pretty cool. I'm sure they're not cool SIG 365 macros, but we'll let them go. I mean, for free, who can complain? You got to put your own ammo in it, though. Just in case anyone's wondering, if you rent a pistol from Andrew for free, essentially that's borrowing one. You got to feed it your own nuggets. Like, you can't. He's not giving you those too. So that is a bunch of classes happening the first weekend of December up here in Mount Carmel at our dark range. So if you've been to any of our low light classes, or what we did some daylight stuff out there too. Some shooting and moving workshop. We did some night vision stuff out there. So it's that range. Mr. Fausti, hello, sir. So that is the newest. I think the other things that I have on my notes were the new stuff from last week. So yeah, nothing super new there. But the big news, Andrew's coming up. You all asked for more from him after the muster, so we are providing. I still have to work some dates out with Calvin and with Lewis because I have been asked about both. Like, hey, when are we getting more Lewis stuff? When are we getting Calvin stuff? And I guess I should get on that. Nate says he has G17Ls for rent. Hopefully that comes with a Sherpa to act as a bipod for it because it's so fucking big. Anyhow, what was I going to say? Oh, also, the folks from Tap Rack Ridge were up at the muster. Seemed like really cool people. The three of them were up there. And you know how I am with names. So, of course, I remember Bobo and nobody else, both the dudes. So, oops. But I'll get that rectified. And I got to reach out to them. I got a business card. I'm 90% sure they handed me a business card. I'm 100% sure I don't know where that business card is. So I feel like a heel because I misplaced a lot of things around the muster, and some of them have still not turned up. So we'll see if we can't get something moving around the Kentucky region as well. I think I mentioned last week we got the dates settled on the muster, August 2nd and 3rd. And I can confirm at this point the week prior to the muster, I believe it's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Sonny is doing Violence Uncensored up in Scranton. So he will be in town doing 3 days of Force on Force. So I may be able to pop in for a day of that. But I think with the muster expanding to twice the size and more physical space at the muster, that I can't commit to spending 3 of the 4 days before the muster not getting things ready. So Andrew's got his info. Good. And hello, sir. Good to see you floating around as well. What do we got coming up? I'm looking at my notes. I should probably also just open that damn calendar. So we have Dynamic Week 6, the last Dynamic Week to be run forever and ever, most likely. Carbine Madness, 4 days of Carbine. Dynamic Carbine, Day 3 Carbine, and Team Dynamics. If you've ever taken Team Dynamics, that is free for you to take again. You just pay for your range fee, which goes to the range, not to this guy. and that is the 9th of September. So that is happening. Let's see what else we got going on. Then we have a dark study group coming up. And then there's a private class, and then the Mainville firearms protection class, which is kind of like a day 0. And then the 28th is an invite-only study group. October 5th, we have Fish 1, last Fish 1 of the year. I don't even have any on the schedule for next year yet because I don't have next year's schedule really figured out yet. And then what do we got coming after that? All the way down to the 13th of October is day 0 radio ops. A couple of people signed up for that already. Then the 19th and 20th of October, we have vehicle dynamics. Nate, don't forget, we need a car for that. Make sure you arrange that. I'll get some windshields. And the weekend after, on the 26th, we're going to have a dark vehicle workshop at night and day 3 vehicle during the day. So October, we got some vehicle stuff coming up. That'll be a good time. 7th, 8th, 9th of November in Paducah, Texas. Only Texas trip this year and the only dynamic pistol of this year. And next year, there'll be no dynamic pistol nor dynamic carbine in 2024. We're doing all one-day classes next year. And then let's see, we got 16th of November is Fish 2. Then Andrew's coming on the 7th and 8th. The 14th, we have Fish 3. And then the 25th of December, we have Yule training. So that's what we got looking for the rest of the year. Fish 4 in January. So that's how that's all looking. Going down through my notes here for some more. Folks have asked me who am I trying to get up here for next year, and how do they get their friends up here? Like they know an instructor, Jones from Springfield, that other state, and how do they get hosted up here? And if I don't know them already, it's probably not going to happen because I got a bunch of people I do know that have already invested in having a relationship with Tremis Dynamics that want to come up, so they are going to take precedence over people I don't know. But I will say this: introduce me to whoever your pal is, and if they're willing to host us, we're willing to host them. Doesn't mean that either one has to happen, but if they're willing, then we can talk. But if they're one of those people that are like, oh no, we don't host, but can we come to your range? No. I mean, you make your own accommodations to figure out what range we use and talk to the owners yourself. All right, Nate has 2. I think he's talking about cars. Max, hello, sir. Tom Hollyby, hello as well to you. I got one question for the day, just the one. So make sure you guys feel free to ask for yours as well. Let me ask you guys, like, if we're getting Calvin up here, what do you want Calvin to teach about? You want to do first class that Calvin did after he left Active Response was an AK class. I drove to Illinois to take that class. It was pretty cool. And but he knows a bunch of medical stuff, and he knows a bunch of pistol stuff. What are you interested in getting Calvin up here to do? And on the flip side, what are you interested in getting Lewis over here to do? I've only seen Lewis teach a little bit about some red dot stuff. So I don't know. I don't know what he does as much as you guys might know. So if there's something you're interested in, let me know. Nate, isn't there a day 3 vehicle? Yes, it is the 26th. 26th of October, the following weekend. So the 19th and 20th is vehicle dynamics, and the 26th is day 3 vehicle, and then that night is a dark vehicle workshop. So Steven says, anything specific someone new to suppressors should know or keep an eye on? Yes. If you have a QD can, you should make sure that it is attached frequently. If it comes loose, you'll have expensive issues. Even if it's under warranty, like Rugged's warranty covers like everything. Like if you take a 22 can and fire a 308 round through it, it's covered under warranty. But it's still going to be expensive, and the amount of time that it takes them to transfer the can back to them, get it fixed and transferred back to you. If it's a non-warranty issue because you didn't make sure it was tight, then it could also be an expense, especially if it needs replaced. Because now you're talking a whole other tax stamp and however long it takes to get another one approved and all that bullshit. So make sure that it doesn't come loose, and make sure it doesn't fucking touch you, which is kind of counter to making sure it doesn't come loose because you'll need to touch it. So, like the old welding glove, actually the air arc mittens, which are like asbestos mittens that go, whenever I air arced, especially on my left hand, I put a welding glove on and then a large asbestos mitten over top of the welding glove, so the back of my hand was acting like a heat shield. And I've seen guys foil tape those so it reflects even more light away. But I don't know if that part ever worked. But the fucking can gets hot, and you'll need to touch to make sure it doesn't come loose. But you also need to make sure it doesn't touch your fucking legs, the interior of your car. And regardless of what the internet says, I don't recommend cooling your can with water. It depends on what the can's material is, which it's not going to be carbon steel, which handles heat better than titanium, or stainless steel. But Inconel handles it pretty well. It depends what the body of it's made out of. But temperature, the speed at which temperature changes happens is more critical to metal, like all the metals, than the temperatures that it actually gets to. So you can get metal really hot if you control the rate at which it gets hot and the rate at which it gets cool, and nothing happens. If it gets really hot really fast, or it cools really fast, that's when you start getting problems. Ian brings up a good one. Don't buy dead air. Straight up. That is great advice. What night is the low light and dynamic week? So it is at the end of day 4, the end of team dynamics. Mostly because the drills that I want to do in the low light are the team dynamic drills, but in the dark. So we can't really have a workshop where we do drills that we ain't taught yet. I know it's going to cut down on what people can come to because it's a Monday night, but it's the only one that works for it. Ask Frost about the floor mats, about suppressors in the vehicle. Well, here's the thing about Frost. He just buy a new vehicle. I know, like Cadillac Escalade, this one got dirty. I'll just buy another. Max wants to see his red dot, Lewis's red dot curriculum, or his it's better not to get shot curriculum. Yeah, I wonder if those, is it a 2-day, either of those 2-day? If they're 1 day, like he could come for a weekend and do both of them. That'd be, I guess I need to reach back out and square some stuff away. Colt Manny, hello, sir. I also forgot it was Wednesday. Andrew at Combat Art reminded me while we were on the phone earlier today. We were hashing out. Oh, actually, we hashed out details last time I was on the phone. Today, we made fun of people. Mostly, I'll let him spring his video. I think he's gonna have a live chat in the next day or two over on the subject. And when he does, this time I'm going to try to be available so I can get in on the live chat and like throw comments around. But yeah, we made fun of some folks, and I think Andrew's going to talk about them either tomorrow or the next day. All right. Oh, only 8:34, huh? The question I got isn't really relevant to anything I do for a living or have ever done for a living, so it's not pressing that we get to it. Although it will be good, and some of you will appreciate it. Also, today I had to update the website. First Wave Holsters website, not my website. The Pantac holster had a slight decrease in price, and now there is available the option to put a G-code RTI hanger on the back of the holster. So G-code makes a RTI hanger. It's for their RTI disc. I believe I'm using the correct terms. But they make one that fits the Safariland bolt pattern. So since the Pantac comes with the Safariland bolt pattern already drilled in it, you can get a RTI hanger installed when the holster's made. However, if you go with the Blade Tech mount or the Safariland QLS, you can get the whole setup, like the male on the holster and the female on, well, either by itself or on a drop leg. G-code, that is not an option, but you can get the hanger on the holster. Steven says, does First Wave offer the knife sheath that bolts to the Pantac? Kinda. So yes, there is a knife sheath for a particular knife, which is not the world's greatest knife. The K-Bar Becker, don't ask me the model number, it's a neck knife. It is not the same neck knife that I have on my holster because that one was discontinued. It is a cheaper one. And it's essentially $20 for the knife and $20 for the holster or for the sheath. Now if you just buy the knife, then you only got to buy the sheath, but you'll pay, I think it's like $18.95 on Amazon. So you could save $1 doing it yourself. John, hello, sir. It was good to see Alpha Charlie Concepts in the house. Oh, Yan has a great question. Who else is excited for the Wolverine class? This guy right here with 2 thumbs and is excited for it is this guy. There's some cool shit being planned for it. Things I'm not going to talk about, but so there are 2 main instructors, and there'll be a couple guest instructors who are going to do like little blocks of instruction on very specific topics. And those might be like fireside discussions. They might not be like with a whiteboard and a wooden stick to point at said whiteboard. But there's going to be some additional instruction that goes beyond the scope of the things that Jay and I are subject matter experts in. So if you think about the things that Jay and I know about and think that there are things outside of that that would pertain to the class, they got to be pretty cool, right? So yeah, I'm pretty excited about it. We got a couple people signed up for it already. 2 or 3, maybe 3 or 4, something like that. All right. Well, now let's see another question pop up. I'm going to go ahead and answer the one question. I guess it's a fun question. It's 100% outdoor camping, hiking, correct? Yes, it is all outside. It'll start Friday evening on the evening of, let me go over here and make sure my notes, I'll grab the notes so that I don't say the wrong day. Maybe if I can find it. Friday evening, the 23rd of May, through Sunday evening, the 25th of May. So figure 5, 6 o'clock on Friday evening. And we are going to, there might be some vehicles involved, like we might do some mounted patrol or movements from one location to another with said vehicles. We'll spend it all outside. You'll be making your own shelters to stay in, and you will not be working out of your vehicle. So there will be some live fire involved. And when it comes to the live fire, you may store your ammunition in your vehicle. And when we get to the live fire portions, you will be able to travel to your vehicle, which will be real close to where we're shooting, and retrieve ammo from the vehicle. And that's it. So everything else will be packed in and out. Obviously, we're not going to pack enough ammo in for 25 break contact drills because that's more ammo than a fucking person can carry. So it'll be all be out in the woods. You'll be on foot. You'll be sleeping on the ground. We don't have an indoor location to go to. The weather will be the weather, and then we're going to stop Sunday. Later, late afternoon, early evening, 5, 6, something like that, and that class will end. We will probably at that point go for a class dinner and go back to where we've been spending the last few nights and spend another night there, but you're not required to. And because the following day on Monday, we are going to do a battle drills workshop where I think we're taking 6 of the 14 Army battle drills, and we're going to do a bunch of runs of those. And that's on Friday before the class starts, there's going to be a seminar on partisan mission planning. That should be pretty good. So there is the potential to get a seminar on Friday noonish, followed by a short break. Then the class will start. It'll run till Sunday evening. Then we'll break for the night, which you don't have to spend the night in the woods. At that point, you can go to a hotel or come back to my house, but I'm going to stay in the woods. And then Monday we'll do the battle drills workshop. So there's a lot crammed in Memorial Day weekend. It should be a good time. The area that we're working in, I've been hiking around a couple times during the day and the night, but to get a better map of the area, borrowing a side-by-side, like a Polaris side-by-side, and I'm going to go do some more mapping here shortly. Probably a number of trips over there to get a better lay of the land, find all the cool places, do all the cool stuff. I really should. Do I have a? No. I say I don't think I have a quick link to throw all that in there. I guess if I had prepared for these better, but I don't. I'm going to get it now. If you go to the website, TremendousDynamics.com, it's under training, hosted classes, because we're hosting a different instructor, additional instructor for this collaborative class. And then there is a Wolverine Warfare listing. So now I will, where can I paste that over there? See if it shows up. There it is, WW2. Oh, Nate's got a 4-seater fucking UTV. Awesome. That's even better. Mike Fiore, are you listening? Are you in the live chat somewhere? We can go exploring with Nate. We should make that happen. I hear Klaus. Klaus will not be at Wolverine Warfare. That will be sad. I would bring him because who doesn't want to spend a weekend in the woods with their dog? But he has once disappeared for hours chasing a deer, and I don't want to have to go find him again. All right. If Mike were in the chat, he could mention to everyone that over in the bulletin, maybe it's in the bulletin Facebook group. I guess I'll be mentioning it. I think it's there. There is a coupon code for $25 off of Day Zero radio ops, in case you were thinking that. Is WW2 a Patreon qualified class? No, it is not. Mostly because the tuition doesn't come to me. It gets split between me and Jay, and Jay still needs to get paid regardless. The Warrior Lodge members who get all the free classes they can take are also paying for Wolverine Warfare, and 2 of them have already signed up. But that's how it is with hosted classes. Like I can't ask a guest instructor to drive all the way here and then comp a class because some dude pays me money. So, sorry. However, what I have done for one of the folks for that class, he wanted to make payments, I think, so his wife wouldn't find out. Make smaller payments. So I sent him a invoice that can be paid in $50 increments. So if I know you and you want that, just let me know and I'll get someone set up for that. I also have to pay I have to somehow compensate the other guest instructors who are coming, and there'll be some consumables that we're going to use up in addition to like cardboard targets, but we have some other things that will probably need to be used. He needs to get rid of the wife. Well, here's the thing, Shin. If you've met this cat, and it's possible that Raj has met this cat at one of the workshops he came to that you didn't. If it weren't for the wife, he would probably be in a ton of fucking trouble from being stupid. I think his fear of her keeps him probably out of prison. He's usually in the chats, so if he is, I'll let him answer this. And that might not be the reason, but that was my guess. And maybe he's like you and I and has a great wife and doesn't want to not spend time with her. See that? Brownie points. stuff. My wife will never watch this. I'm sure yours won't either, unless she's watching it over your shoulder. So anywho, yeah, it seems to be like there's a lot of people chatting about the Wolverine class. I think it's going to be a good time. We've been talking about it forever now, and it was supposed to be in the fall, but at the range at Sugarloaf where I had wanted to do it, he lets a bunch of hunters use the property during hunting season, and I wanted to do it when it was going to be chilly. Didn't necessarily have to be like winter, but it had to be cooler. I didn't want it to be, so warm that you could just sleep under the stars and not have to worry about, not dying from exposure. And pretty much by the time it gets cool, in the overnight at least, there's a fucking hunting season going on. So it really it was difficult to hammer in time to do the class. But over at the Dark Range, there was no such concern, and then it just turned into when's Jay available, and we hashed out the Memorial Day weekend, which it won't be as cool as I wanted it to be, which is why it no longer says WW3, which was Wolverine Warfare Winter. It's just WW2 Wolverine Warfare. But we'll get a winter win at some point. Oh, yep. I just remembered. Everybody that comes to Wolverine Warfare, any of them that we do in the future, they're going to get a collectible item that you cannot get elsewhere. It's pretty cool. Shinde, I absent-mindedly cut it off at 16 people for fire teams, or if you broke fire teams and paired them up, 2 squads of 8, because then one could disappear with Jay, one could disappear with me. We could do our blocks of instruction, swap. So more than 16 might be doable, but it'll just have to be more coordinated effort on Jay and I's part for how we want to organize the student body. So otherwise, I'm thinking 16. Nate says, I'll never go to the Dark Range again in the winter after dark. What was fucking cold? Fucking cold. First time we used it, there was snow on the ground. And it actually was a nice day. Like, it was the spots where the snow had melted from, being out. It was muddy. And then the sun went away and the temperature dropped and everything turned back to fucking ice. And that was actually a shitty day for night vision, even because it was a full moon and the ground was white most everywhere. So there was you could see targets, and you might not be able to identify targets, but you could see the target outline. Like if you had put hands or a badge or a gun, to identify it. But you could definitely shoot targets with no illumination, whether it be from white light or not. Just Mark 1 Mod 0 eyeball in the moon. You could see targets well enough to hit them. So yeah, I'm not interested in doing a bunch of cold stuff out there either. Neither is Shinde. It was fucking freezing that night. I am almost out of my white grape juice. I feel like a little kid again, except it's white, not purple. As a kid, it was always purple. I have the big purple. Anyhow, might as well go ahead and get to the one question we had. Let me scroll down here. All right. I've heard you say that you only subscribe to 2 YouTube channels, both of which are guitar players. So which is your favorite online guitar player, Rob Scallon or Leo Moricchioli of Frog Leap Studios? So I have noted that I don't subscribe to many YouTube channels, and none of them are like gun people. They are music people. And the two that I have talked about were Rob Scallon and uh, Leo Moracchioli. I don't know how to pronounce Leo's name, but his YouTube channel is Frog Leap Studios. But my favorite guitar player is another channel I subscribe to. I just haven't talked about. So I think this chick is Korean, but don't hold me to it. Most of the text around her videos is little squiggly lines, and if somebody can read Korean, you can tell me if those are Korean characters or not. So she could possibly also be any other Asian nationality, or for all I know, she's Polish and she just uses Korean text. I don't know, and I don't know what her name is. I don't know if she shares that. I haven't really investigated, to be honest. But the YouTube channel, there was a thumbnail that caught my eye. You know how like when you're watching YouTube and there's like shit to the right, it says, "Oh, you might like this," and I was like, "What is that?" So I clicked on it, and I'll show you the thumbnail right now. You can see why it grabbed my attention. And of course, it was little, so I thought that was a Jackson, and it's really a Kramer guitar. So I was like, who's this scantily clad chick in a mask with a Jackson? So I clicked on it to watch it, and I guess I can maybe, is there a way to copy, paste? Nakoko is how I would guess you would pronounce the name of the channel. I don't know. As far as I can tell, she doesn't say anything on the channel. It's just her playing guitar. And there's some cool cover tunes of bands I like and other cover tunes of things I've never heard of before. And I don't know what her face looks like. And that's probably my favorite online guitar YouTube channel. So there you go. Andrew, I shit you not. If you use that thumbnail, I'll click on every fucking video you put up just to watch that one again. I want her on the live chat. Whatever her name is. All right, so that was the only question I had fielded. I will go just click on the Facebook link and make sure nobody else has posted one. And discussion. Nope. No other posts. So I guess that covers all the questions. And I happen to be completely empty on my giant mug of stuff. So I guess it's like time, huh? I think it's like 50-minute long live chat. What does it say over here? 48 minutes. That's probably enough time. So there you go. Quick recap. Andrew's coming up here December 7th and 8th. Pistol cheat codes, which is what I'm calling it now. And red dot pistol with a low light pistol workshop from this guy in between. And the other thing that we seem to talk about, Wolverine Warfare. $500 gets you 40 hours worth of training. Let's see, it'd be 24 plus 8, like 32. Yeah, like more than 40 hours worth of training. With a seminar and a workshop on either end of it come Memorial Day. Can't beat that value. Those are the two big things we chatted about. Scott Wexler came in late, but high and by all. It happens. Some of the regulars didn't even show up. Adam Hall says, my team ketchup on White Castle. Bro, I'm so anti-White Castle. There isn't enough ketchup to get me to eat a White Castle. Like maybe if you took a White Castle burger, slider, whatever the fuck you call that, and you brought it into the same room as ketchup, I probably would not eat the ketchup ever on anything because it was tainted by the White Castle. All right. So anyhow, hopefully that answers your question. I'm ready to get out of here. Shit to do. Busy doing stuff. Got to go to the range tomorrow and zero the $13 DMR rifle. Maybe I'll do I won't do a video, let's be honest, but maybe I'll do a couple social media posts and pictures and type up a little bit about the $13 rifle. I took it out to the range over the weekend and function checked it. Forgot to bring the ammo that I wanted to zero it with, so I just ran some Fioki through it. I'm going to shoot some Defiant 77 grain, but I left it at home, so I just did a function check with some Fioki 223A Gunworks. So tomorrow morning, I'm going to go zero it. So since I get plans in the morning, I'm not staying up late tonight, just to talk at a camera with a bunch of cool guys on the other end of it. So I'll just wait and see the cool guys next week, unless some of you want to come hang out this weekend. Like we'll steal Nate's 4-seater fucking side by side, and go explore the Dark Range area. I don't know if Nate's available or not. We'll just steal the UTV and go run around the woods with it. All right. So with that, I'm out of here. I'll see you all next week, showcasing a new